Good evening, everyone. How are we all today? Start off with saying hello to whoever's in chat. So, Brandon, Mr. B, thank you very much for sharing it out on Fish Tubers. Hi, Griffin, not Tim. Hello, Candy. Ooh, 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 ooh. New fishies, always good. That was me under the towel, yes. And it is still me, even though there is considerably less hair. Hey, Jess. Hope you haven't got too bad a hangover. Yes. Hey, Mandy. And when I say I was stroking a sturgeon, I mean I was actually stroking a sturgeon. Although miracle, I went around 3 local fish shops, mixing shops and stores up, and came out with stops. Went around 3 of them today and didn't buy anything. There appears to be some kind of national shortage of epistogrammas in the UK at the moment. It's good to hear, Jess. You did crack me up this morning. Hi, Sandy and Chewy. You can suggest a raid if you want, Chewy. If there's someone you want to raid, pop it in the chat. And same goes as ever. Want to put Pam's GoFundMe. Oh, excuse me, Scott Alien World. Oh dear, Candies, Funks, any of them. If you want a pineapple to each other, pineapple away. Hey, Mr. Zen, how you doing? So yeah, what did I see today? Yeah, well, yeah, I kind of had to have a haircut as I had a job interview on Friday. So it was shave and a haircut, wearing shirt and tie and trousers and polishing my shoes and all that kind of good stuff. You know, things I tend not to do if I can help it. But yes, went well, and I should find out tomorrow whether I got the job. Catfish Terry. There we go. Standard house voltage here is 240 volt, 3-pin plugs. So live, neutral, and earth. I know, Amber. I've heard that pun many times. Yeah, I hope I get it as well, Jess. It's yeah, it could be me suit me down to the ground, I think. Hey Ken, how you doing? Yeah, so yeah, our voltage 240, maximum 13 amps on a socket, or maximum 30 amp on something that's hardwired in. So things like storage heaters, ovens, 20 to 30 amps. Yeah, so what's been going on with me and the fish room this week? Nothing. Yep. Nothing's gone wrong. Nothing's died. Nothing's given birth. Thank you, Bob. Yeah. And but yeah, fingers crossed, all of them. And yes, that has probably just made Candy wince. Yeah, it's a warehousey, forklifty, storeman type job. So I've got like 20 years experience doing that pretty much. Yeah, just down to whether I sold myself well enough or whether there's someone else better qualified. Thank you, Bob. I think we've got all those covered now. Yeah, so yeah, no births, no deaths, no weirdness, no panics with filters or heaters or lights or anything going on. Also, I did go to 3 fish shops today, fish stores. Hey Chevy, how you doing? Didn't buy a single thing. First one being Pets at Home. AC23, and then, well, Pets at Home. So I went in there and was chatting with Mike who was asking me questions about fish. Which, hey, if the member of staff is asking questions about fish, I'm going to answer them, because then he'll pass the knowledge on and help other people out. Then was off to the local garden centre, which is where I got stroking sturgeon. Was very tempted to buy one, but yeah, my pond I think is about 140 gallons, and I think a sturgeon will be a little bit. Yeah, I've been doing a bit back at the bench, Nige. Welcome aboard. Mainly been painting figures lately, chain rasps and sigmarites, and working on mainly the SU-152. I kind of lost interest in the B-17, but I'll finish it off at some point. Yeah, too cool. Yeah, cool. Too many tanks. Yeah, but always useful to have. Yeah, so the sturgeon at the garden centre, 20 quid. That was so tempting, but you know, really not got anywhere I could keep a sturgeon or even a sterlet. And they had some interesting fish in there. They had bumblebee gobies at $2.95, and I'm glad I researched them and didn't just buy them, because you know you shouldn't buy fish without researching them first. And then they had figure 8 puffers as well for $7.95, which is pretty much ludicrous prices. It's just too cheap. Can we keep native fish? We can, legally. There are some caveats, but most of the garden centre or the larger fish stores do sell some natives, or you can go to the wholesalers that usually supply the fishing trade for stocking lakes. Because obviously if you build a new lake, you need to put fish in it, so you need to buy them from somewhere, and you can then buy whatever you want. Yeah, I mean, it's mainly things. We get the carp, obviously, because they're just koi without the fancy colours and look prettier usually. Golden and blue wharf, the tench, roach, rudd, chub, some bream as well, although why anyone would want to keep a bream in their pond or tank, I have no idea. Yeah, that is a video, Amber, I want to see. I want you swimming with your swamp dolphins. Ah, hey Sean. Yeah, thanks Finn. That is definitely someone who's very confused. Hey Derek. Yeah, so where was I before I got confused by someone saying I'm beautiful? Although I guess may well have been speaking to someone in chat. Yeah, so we all want to see Amber swimming with swamp dolphins. Although if that happens, you're going to have to remember to get Joseph some water wings, keep him safe. What other fish were they had? No, not really anything in the garden centre that other than the obvious. So I think what else was there, and then went to the Swallow Aquatics, and despite them having well, they've probably got more tanks than LRB. No epistogrammas anywhere. So yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Sean is going to have a hangover. But there is one thing yeah, that's Yeah, I say the keeping native fish. You know, some people just don't understand or think that native fish can be as attractive as a tropical fish. Some of our UK native fish are absolutely stunning. Hi Dee. Yeah, you are, Amber. He's going to be filming everything. He's going to be getting his Cecil B. DeMille hat on. Oh well, there you go. You got coffee, and I'm on still unsponsored, so I had to buy a cheaper energy drink this week. So yes, so Swallow Aquatics and didn't get anything there either. And that was 3 places that also sell pet supplies, and not one of them had the natural wooden chew sticks for Tony the Rabbit either, which is kind of disappointing. One thing I do have to say, as I'm a day late. Hey Brian, thanks for dropping in. I'm a day late, but yesterday was Mary's daughter, Mary being my girlfriend, wonderful, wonderful girlfriend. It was her daughter Nadine's 16th birthday. So happy birthday, you mouldy oaf. There we go. That should upset her nicely. Ran out of coffee but kept drinking the whiskey. Yeah, that never works out well, Sean. Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather die of thirst than drink tea. Tea is absolutely vile. It just tastes like hot, watered down, gone off milk with a bit of sugar in it. The thing most people don't realize about tea, because I'm guessing all of you in the chat have got a sense of smell. When you don't have a sense of smell, that's when you realize that 95% of the flavor of tea is actually smell. So when you can't smell tea, it just doesn't taste good. And I'm not a fan of hot drinks generally, so I don't really drink coffee very often. If I do, I make it and then leave it a couple of hours to go cold. So other than that, it's either energy drinks or Coke. So, you know, oh, pardon me. Now, Candy, there's only one way to make tea. Chuck the tea bag in the cup, sugar to taste, fill it 2/3 of water, stir it around a bit, chuck the tea bag away, top it up with milk. Yeah, it's still just dried out bits of plant, whatever it is. The best thing to do with dried out bits of plant is smoke it, in my book, anyway. But yeah, I'll say no sense of smell means very little sense of taste anyway. So tea to me does just taste of hot, watered down milk, and it's nasty. Hey, Joseph. Yeah, lurk away, buddy, lurk away. I was tempted to copy your haircut, but I don't quite have the right hairline. Still got a bit too much sides and not enough on the top. Well, yeah, that's how you have tea, with milk. Weird Americans. Well, you need colour. What? Me? No, I'm white, Joseph. I stay away from sunlight. Oh, Oh, see you later, Mrs. N. Enjoy your art class. I hope you've got a, well, I mean, if you've got a nude model to draw or paint, I hope you can get away with not telling Mrs. Zen. Hey Scott, how's it going? Yeah, so just drinking hot flower water. Yeah. But then now I'm honey and lemon. Yeah, if you're just gonna get some honey and some lemon juice in a cup and mix it up, then yeah, that's drinkable. No, I don't do milk anyway, so if I buy a pint of milk a week, I'd probably throw half a pint away. But yeah, that's it, Andy. See, England isn't like anywhere near as hot as Texas usually, so we generally need heat. We need thick, warming, heavy foods. You know, things like meat pie and mashed potatoes, or sausages and mash, or haggis and neeps, fish and chips. Something that's going to turn into a big old lump of lead in his stomach. Oh, gold. Yeah, my memory of names is probably as bad as yours, Chewy. I have trouble remembering my own some days. Yeah. Oh dear, we're making Bob feel ill. Shut up, phone. Don't you hate it when you get something that keeps shouting at you to tell you there's something that needs doing? Oh. I'm sure if I sit and watch it, it'll twig. I've probably seen them. Chewy, it's just one of those things where, you know, I really don't remember the 90s, let's be honest. From about 93 onwards, I pretty much don't have. There's the occasional little flash of inspiration in there, but most of it I have to be told what I did. I shall watch that later, Chewy. I'll try and figure out, and if I remember, I'll say next time. So, ooh. See, I'm trying not to burp so I don't take Blackie's thing away from him. He's burping his Blackie's thing. I'll try and leave that to him. Boom, boom. Yeah, I'll say. Literally, I forget my own birthday. I forget my own name. Big J, how's it doing? How's the old monster catfish pond doing? I'm going to remember to keep sucking on this so it doesn't go out. But yes. Oh, yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Emergency phone calls are never good. Thank you, Bob, for posting the linky poos. I'll only do that while I remember. Yeah. So anyone who is modded, feel free to pop the links into whatever for GoFundMe's or Patreons, or PayPal's, or whatever for anyone. There's no, I know I'm a bit short at the moment, but other people are shorter than me, so I don't mean physically, I mean monetarily. So, haha, there's Dan. Enjoy your meal, Dan. And will you be enjoying it as well in the morning? That's always the problem. Or as I also find with takeaway food, normally about 2 hours later, I'm hungry. Inhaled. That's it. Proper way to eat. Get it down, yeah. None of this sitting there taking 3/4 of an hour to eat a meal. You can get it down you inside 3 minutes. Go for it. Hey Lauren, how you doing? Raven Vault of Metal. All right, I shall try and remember that. Shall we? Yes. So what else has been going on in Sharpie land? Not a lot, really. I haven't really had much happen this week. Mainly getting ready and sorted for the job interview. Massive School of Asian Glass Cats. Oh, that's going to look lovely, Amber. Again, that's one of those fish I've been tempted to get, but never got around to it. Now, I tend to find, just as I go, ooh, shiny, and find a new fish that I really, really like, I then find I've got nowhere to put it. So, pass. Maybe someone's finger slipped or someone was hungry. Oh, yeah. I remember those sparring bouts where the person isn't sparring. Yeah, get your coat, Mandy. That was a Christmas cracker joke, that one. Yeah, I've done the old sparring where you come home and where you've been blocking all the kicks and down your forearms is just black from the bruises. Don't worry about it. I didn't even notice, to be honest. If I had done, I would have assumed you were ploughing your food down your face. Yeah. Don't worry about it. We all have good days and bad days with internets. It's a spice bag. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't forget punchy pants. Sorry, punchy paints. Yeah, that one's going to stick, isn't it? The punchy pants. I might even start calling her that just to upset her. So where was I? What else do I have to talk about? Well, so there's not really a lot going on. Well, Joseph knew what he was getting himself into, Amber. You know, and as I always say, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. But yeah, we know who's wearing the trousers in that relationship. If I had the space for many, many tanks, I would probably have many, many tanks, but I don't. So I don't. I mean, if I wasn't building models, I'd have the spare room, but I can't keep fish in there. So, that's how it goes. Given the chemicals and the things I spray around in there, it's probably not safe for me to be in there, let alone fish. So, I mean, when you've got lacquer paints and highly toxic glues and varnishes and God knows what else. But yeah, as I say, it's when you can't smell the stuff, you don't know how bad it smells. Welcome back, Derek. Hope it wasn't anything panic worthy for a phone call. Yeah, the thing is, Amber, though, it's not like you're short of tanks, is it? You've got plenty of tank space. And yeah, I'll say that is one new thing that's happened this week, fish-wise. Norman the Better has invented a new game, and it's hilarious to watch. He waits till all the shrimp are feeding in a big, well, feeding ball at the bottom of the tank, and he sneaks up behind them, rolls over onto his side, and just swims through. Basically, him going boo, and they all jump and scatter, and then he goes back around the Anubius. They all come back down again, and then he comes back round and does it. So, yeah, it's funny to watch. Hang on, I'll do it for you already, Amber, so that when Josie does it, you can go, no, already happened. I'm guessing that's pretty much it. That's pretty much what you get, isn't it, Amber? I would have thought. Yeah, he's a little character. He's actually enjoying sitting and watching TV now as well, which is quite strange. He swims up the corner of the tank and just sits there staring at the TV screen for hours on end. It's some of the things he watches. Now, who am I to decide? If Norman wants to watch something, then Norman gets to watch it. You know. Well, he does seem to respond quite well to you, Amber. So, hint. And the converting this flex over into a Shelly tank is still an ongoing thought, Sean. So don't panic about that. Do rehab work? Yeah, so this is it. It's much as I say I have a cat in Zach, he is actually my neighbour's cat. It's more I'm his pet human than anything else. Oh, hello, Spider. Oh, I thought you'd perk your ears up at that, Sean. Oh, pardon me. That was me keeping that one quiet. So, yeah. So I've thought long and hard about getting a dog or a cat, but you know, when you live on your own and you, obviously I don't at the moment, but you work full time, it's just not fair to get a fur baby. It would either be locked up in the house all day on its own, or be locked up outside all day on its own, and that's not good for either. So I just have my Zachy buddy, the big fluff monster himself, who likes to fall asleep on me and snurr away. So we had a bit of a discussion about what snurring was this morning, actually, in Fisher and Fever's stream. I call it snurring because it's when he's asleep and he snores and purrs at the same time. Yeah, thank you, Gary. Can't even look after myself. Pretty much. The fact I'm still alive now is kind of miraculous. So, anyway, how you doing, Gaz? You right, bud? For the fishy peeps, Gary being another of my modelling friends. Michael, hello. Goes adapt well to different water temperatures. Yep. So the only goldfish I have are in the pond. They're just normal standard comets. Yeah. I think it's one of those. I think you two belong together, Amber. Not a case of dessert. Dessert, no. Yeah, we just go with meant for each other. Oh, we're on, and we're on to guppy breeding. What I love to do with the very carefully bred guppies is I like to get a whole bunch of them and mix them all up in the tank, see what comes out. It's one of those things for me. I just enjoy messing with them. Now, that said, now if I had fish that were certain things that you would hybridize, but you really shouldn't because they're rare or something, then obviously I wouldn't. But things like guppies, there she is, Punchy Pants. Morning, Pam. How you doing, me lovely? Are you copied up? Oh, thank you very much, Mandy. I'll take back everything I said about you. Yes. And as I say, when I get my epistogrammas, the male is definitely going to be called Robert. And I think I might be tempted to call the female. Yeah, I don't know. Name for the female episto will be up for grabs. Let's put it that way. Oh, pardon me. Knew I should have had that quiche this morning. Oh, Robert and Roberta. That is good because I did have Albert and Alberta with the cacatoides that, yeah. Albert killed Alberta. Well, it was when I had the columnaris in this tank and I basically moved out what I could, which was Dave the Bristlenose and Albert and Alberta, the Epistogramma cacatoides orange flash, I believe they were. And they went into, surprise, surprise, that little 5 gallon, which has bred so much that is unreal. They went in there just to get them out of the everything was dying tank, and managed to save them and a few of the fish that were in there. Virtually everything else died. And they decided to breed in the 5 gallon, which when you got fully grown epistos, that's not enough room. And the male decided, Albert decided he didn't like Alberta getting too close to his babies, and he killed Alberta. Then he ate the rest of the babies for some reason. And when he went back in there a few months ago, for whatever reason, I don't know, he passed completely. He was fine one day, get up in the morning, dead at the bottom of the tank. Aaron, how are you doing? So late, it's made up some chili. It's simmering now. We have a modelly question that I have to actually read. Oh dear. Tamiya Kubal, Wagon Africa Core 82. Yeah, I think it's a relative. It's not one of their ancient ones, Aaron. It's a semi-recent. I think at least like the 1980s or 90s. It'll be a simple kit. It'll go together. It'll be typical Tamiya. Yeah, it'll go together well. It'll build up well. It'll look good. It won't be very complex. Boom. I think it was. Oh dear, someone spilt the Tamiya rubber black all over the floor. Yeah, we've all done that. Well, not with the rubber black. It's what was it I did? What do I spill all over the place? Been there, done that. The other one is you shake up a bottle of something and the lid's not on right, and you go shaky, shaky, shaky. Why does my hand feel wet? You look down, your hand's covered in paint, and it's all up the wall. Yeah, Civi Kuba wagon would be cool. If you watch in-range TV on YouTube, not in. Carl Casada actually drives a Kuba wagon, so you might get some. Yeah, it's sorry, Mandy, but when you're talking about modelling videos, you do that motion quite a bit in a modelling video when you're shaking paint. That's why you do it left-handed, so it's obvious you're not doing that one. Copy mentors. Drink Amazon the pasta maker. You see, of all the things I would have thought to order off of Amazon if I was drunk, a pasta maker would not be one of them. I mean, you know, an ATAC fleshlight perhaps, or something perverse. But yeah, not a pasta maker. That would be like way down the list. Hey Priscilla, how you doing, my dearie? You just woke up? Get some caffeine down your neck, gal. You'll be all right. Yeah, Sean, you really got to be careful about drinking with your phone in your hand, mate. That's like, is that 3 weeks in a row now? You nearly spat your drink all over it. People make pass the next thing there. I think the only thing, yeah. No, I'm not going to go. That's too crude even for my streams. Michael, we've got the electric. Oh yeah, the Badger paint mixer in a glass jar. Yes, that one's good fun. Yeah, mixing away, and the if either you hit the side of the bottle with the paint mixer, which if you don't do the modelling, the paint mixer are basically like a coffee frother, but with a solid metal disc at the end, kind of whiskey thing. But yeah, you hit the side of the bottle with that, and certain bottles are renowned for going kaboom, paint everywhere. Last drunk purchase, isn't it? Life-size cardboard cut out of Gandalf. I approve of those drunk purchases. Yeah, I kind of mistimed getting stuff, so I haven't got Monster or Red Bull. I just got Lidl's own brand, Kong Strong. Tastes to me pretty much. Yes, thank you for noticing, Priscilla. I have had a bit of a trim. I've had a shave. All for a job interview. I even wore a shirt and tie. Took the Badger paint. Oh, yeah, that's only going to end badly, Michael. That's never going to end well. So the best ones for doing that with are Alclad bottles. Because A, they're thin glass, and B, they have the metal BB in there. And if that gets caught with the paint mixer, it comes out like a bullet, basically. It just explodes paint everywhere at a high velocity. But hey. Well, there we go. New videos for YouTube. What did I order whilst on Amazon while I was drunk? Some might need to be 18 rated. Mine probably would. Nothing wrong with the Fluval Flex. 4-foot electric strip with 6-foot cord. Yeah. 15 different. No. Oh, amber. Not gnomes. Yeah, it does mix the paint really well. You can think that's really well mixed as it runs down the wall. Now, I don't have an Amazon wish list, Mandy. Don't worry. Don't panic. Yeah, thankfully, I stopped drinking before Amazon kind of became a thing. So, yeah, I stopped drinking like 20-something years ago now. Is it 20? Yeah, I forget, but I've been sober for over 2 decades, and completely drug-free for 5 or 6 years, something like that. Now, a flight to Fiji, that I can understand. I think I'd probably rather go somewhere colder though, Priscilla. I think I'd find my way over to places like Canada, the Pacific Northwest, Portland specifically, maybe via Vermont, so I could pop in and say, "Hi, Amber." Gets home and finds some weird English guy sat on the front porch. Yeah, colder than the UK. The UK's too warm for me, Michael. I don't do hot weather well. I'm fat and hairy. I overheat. I mean, it's literally hovering around freezing point here. It's been below freezing the last couple of nights. And I've been sleeping with the bedroom window open. And I don't have heating on upstairs. I moved to Montana. Yeah, I would say the only thing is, being kind of now a Norfolk native, hills are scary enough. I wouldn't be able to do mountains. I'm not. If I go to the highest point in Norfolk, I would be 132 feet above sea level. Best drunk order was a £10 bronze statue of Slutty Mermaid. Yeah, not really. Yeah, well, you got to have something you can swear at, Amber. No, it just grows, Chewy. In my case, it's not just the head. It's yeah. Mountain men are sturdy. I'm kind of sturdy. Norfolk is. It makes Florida look hilly. Let's put it that way. I'm literally, probably if I went up, I don't know, went up to about 100 feet, I'd probably be able to see the sea, and I'm nearly 30 miles away from it. Yeah, Montana winter, 50 below zero. Yeah, the same way I got the nickname of Wookie, Chewy. Yeah, I'm guessing they call it Norfolk. Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia. Yeah. So I'm in a proper Norfolk, which is actually correctly pronounced Norfolk. Yeah. Even before I had the haircut and actually shaved, I was a lot hairier than. I looked like the bastard love child of Silent Bob and Rob Zombie. Let's put it that way. Yeah, the big guy that could throw around the band gear. Yeah, I'm not exactly small either. Norfolk. Yeah. I'll say the local accent in Norfolk is actually quite funny. I don't know if Gary's still here because Gary Pashley does speak with a Norfolk accent because he's Norfolk born and bred, whereas I'm an immigrant, so I still maintain some of my other accents, but the Norfolk is gradually creeping in, unfortunately. Oh, imbalance. Well, they say pick up a penguin. Oh, no, don't cook chicken. Don't cook chicken, Derek. An absolute hoe of a statue. That sounds like my kind of statue. Oh, he says 6 or 7. Yeah, I'm just around 6 foot. I think 5'11", 5'11 and a half, something like that. But yeah, I also get referred to as a gibbon. I've got long arms. Hey, Tom, why not? Why not cook chicken? Why not eat chicken? Happens in chicken factories. You are sort of listening to someone who is responsible for the deaths of probably millions of chickens, to be quite honest. Um, Talking now, someone who has walked around with in the blood tunnel with chicken's blood coming up almost to the top of my Wellington boots. So I see, damn, you're a Sasquatch, Sean. That's what you are. Feet that big. I'm. I say I've just. It could just be me, but I've got nothing coming up on my screen to say there's a problem. But who knows? Yeah, I say I do well in colder temperatures. Last winter it was -10. I was working basically outside in short sleeves. I was basically trousers and a t-shirt. But then in the summers we've been having recently have been ludicrously hot. Yeah, hot enough and long enough. About 3 seconds, about 10 degrees, and then you chuck it in the bin and you go get something edible. But yeah, no, I'm joking. All joking aside, I've just seen so much of chicken, I just don't eat it. So, yeah, summer is just. Although the one that does make me laugh lately, or has made me laugh the last couple of years, people spending thousands to go on foreign holidays to Spain or Greece or Cyprus or wherever they happen to go, and they get there and it's actually warmer here or hotter in the UK than is where they've paid to go to. Oh, It's lovely and hot and awesome by the pool. It's 33 degrees on the Facebook post, and you just go, it's 38 here. Add your cooling down. Chicken Alfredo and fresh noodles. I could go for the noodles, but you can keep the chicken. I'm far more of a teriyaki beef kind of guy. Oh yeah, also I spent 7 years living on a battery farm, and then I spent 7 years working in a chicken factory where they came in alive, clucking in one piece, and went out the other end either trussed or in bits. Yeah, so it does get ludicrously, yeah, I'll say ludicrously hot when it's sort of high 30s, which is what, 90s. I think we topped 100 a couple of days the last few summers. It's just not good for humans, especially not somewhere as wet as the UK where the humidity is up around 60-70%. As you go out and it's like 90% humidity, nearly 100 degrees, you're basically breathing in low pressure steam. Blooming notifications for random stuff coming up. Yeah, well, especially after what you were definitely a little bit tipsy, Jess. So yeah, we'll steer away from the what happens to chickens. Alice, how are you, my sweet, my little snow bunny? Yes. I mean, I can't really say anything because my well, you know me well enough, Amber, that I'm gonna appreciate a badly made slutty mermaid statue. Obviously, of course, I'm gonna. Yeah, plenty of water, plenty of paracetamol. Lay down, have a nap, then get up and have a fried breakfast. That works. Sausage, bacon, eggs, and fried bread. Yeah, that's one of those things that bugs me. Is like, I don't mind, like you got the things at the bottom in the taskbar, and it's got like my Facebook says there's 20, and Messenger says there's about 80. No, like that. That can change. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. Why these things have to go ping? Normally, right on the screen in the way of where you're looking, or just as you're about to fall asleep. Ping. Yeah, it was all the beer's fault, Jess. It was nothing to do with you. It was all the beer. It's like when you buy that new fish, just oh, it's not your fault you bought it. It's the fish's fault for being too pretty. It's that simple. And I am desperately trying not to burp loudly. Yeah, yeah, not your fault. How could anyone blame you for anything, Jess? Although I did make sure I didn't mention the H word. You're another ping, Dan. Ping. There you go. Lumberjack breakfast. Yep. Cooked on a shovel, Amber. A shovel over a campfire. Bit of lard, a couple of sausages, a few slices of bacon, then chuck the eggs on, fry them, and a couple of bits of bread to soak up all the fat. Yum, 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 yum. also known as train driver's breakfast. Yeah, because in the days of the steam trains, what they used to do on the engine was get the coal shovel, wipe it off, stick their breakfast on it, and chuck it in the firebox. More random factoids from Sharpie. Wake up water, yeah. Although what I used to find, Jess, is if I woke up with a bit of a hangover, just start drinking again and it soon disappears. Spice bag, yeah. I'm sure you prefer a Spice Girl though, Sean. Although 90s era Spice Girl. Uh-oh, we're out of energy drink. Might mean I actually sleep tonight. Ham, bacon, sausage, French toast, scrambled egg, fried. Oh, now you're making me feel hungry, Amber. Can I come visit? Can I have breakfast? Hair of the dog, exactly. Although, the easiest way around it is to just not sober up. I found that worked really well. If you just stay drunk, then you don't get hangover. Breakfast biscuits. Oh, yeah, they're kind of rusk-like, I think. I'm hoping they're not like what gets sold as breakfast biscuits over here, which are just absolutely foul. Now, you see, this is another one of those two countries separated by a common language. Yeah, buttermilk. Yeah, that's good. So to us in the UK, a biscuit is a sweet thing, like a digestive or a bourbon, Viscount. Cookies are big and soft and floppy. Unless they're overcooked, then they go crispy and nasty. Biscuits in the way that Americans have biscuits, like biscuits and gravy, we just don't have in the UK. And we usually have potatoes with gravy. Potatoes, rice goes well with gravy as well. It's one of my discoveries. Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's kind of different. It's like what we call crisps, you call chips. What we call chips, you call fries. What we call a bonnet, you call a hood. What we call a boot, you call a trunk. What we call a fender, you call a fender, but it's a completely different thing. To me, a fender is a guitar, not the wing of a car. Yeah, possibly scones. Although maybe drop cakes. Yeah. Sausages, bangers, sausages, mashed potatoes, good thick meaty gravy. Can't go wrong with that. Best food ever. Good cheesy mash as well. Scones can be sweet. Derek, we do have the fruit scone, which is sweet, and we have the cheese scone, which is cheesy. Yeah, it does work, Dan. Trust me. Cheese scone and gravy, but you got to make sure the gravy is thick. None of your gravy that looks more like you've just done the washing up. Well, when you mix it up in the mug and you let go of the spoon or the fork, it stays standing up. It doesn't go clunk. Or if you get it really thick and you lift the fork up and it doesn't drop back down again. Gravy spread. Making you hungry. I haven't eaten anything. I had a quiche this morning. Had some quiche this morning at what, about 10:30. Cheese and thyme scone with gravy. See, I wouldn't bother with the thyme because to me it just doesn't taste. There's not enough of it. Yeah, good old cheese scones. Can't beat them. Still warm out of the oven with butter on them. Om nom nom. Butter and a bit of Marmite. Or a sliced cheese. Proper cheese though, not cheese slices or. Yeah, there we go. Sage and cheddar. Again, I wouldn't be able to taste the sage, but because I can't smell it. Just be random bits of green stuff in there. Yeah, give it a go, Dan. You'll be surprised because basically what it is carbohydrate and cheese with gravy, which is, when you think about it, cheesy mash and gravy, just not soggy. There's no such thing as too much caffeine, Derek. Just means you're getting too much sleep if you haven't had enough. Sean is making cheddar and sage scones tomorrow. Just trying to think what I've got for tea when I've finished here. It's either microwave pizza or microwave burgers. Yeah, carbohydrates, number 2 in the food groups. What's the matter, Bob? What's the matter, bud? Yeah, it goes caffeine, sugar, carbs, fats, and meat. They're the 5 main food groups. Breakfast roll, yeah. Yeah, so that's another thing we don't do is the white gravies. The only real white-ish gravy, which is more kind of light brown, would be the chicken gravy. The rest of our gravy is thick and brown and lovely. Yeah. Oh no, cheese and apple pie. That's well recognised. I mean, I can't eat it because it's got apple in it. And apple is fruit, therefore I don't eat it. I'm hoping you're meaning by put it down as in put it down, not the other definition, Bob. But yeah, sending fusses for the hound anyway. Dan, gravy is sweet. Your custard is sweet gravy. Just look at it like that. I do. When I first, well, when some of my mates first saw me putting gravy on rice, and they were like, ugh. I'm like, what? Rice is basically just like Asian potato. Right? We have potato, they have rice. Same thing, it's just carbohydrate. You're just putting beefiness with it. I say, yeah, I'm generally over here, white sauce will be a fish sauce. So, ooh, turkey. Ooh. Well, you got to have gravy on everything in Scotland, Dan, to keep it warm and long enough to eat it. That's enough of your sexual preferences, Derek. Not biscuits. Well, I mean, if it's a completely savoury thing, so this is the thing, Dan, is being Brits, we hear or see the word biscuit, and we think sweet because all our biscuits are sweet. We don't really do savoury biscuits, except for Farley's rusks, but we only give them to small children. Or Bonio, but we only give them to dogs and fish. Sorry, Derek. Couldn't resist. I think everyone knows by now this isn't a... Yeah. Oh, that is a good one, Sean. It's a discussion I have regularly with some of my American model making friends. We talk about pies, and they go, "No, a pie has fruit in it," and you go, "No, pie has meat in it, meat and gravy, steak and kidney." Yeah, cheddar scone, cheese scones and misto. Trust me, Dan. I think you'll like it. White cheddar wrapped in crispy bacon. Yeah, also, I mean, the meat pie is a big English kind of thing, like the Cornish pasty or any other kind of meat pasty. And then you get like the Wigan kebab, which is 6 meat pies on a fire skewer, not skewer. What's the word? Thing you poke a fire with. Iron. That's it. But yeah, one of my favourites is the meat pie sandwich. So you get a meat pie, the small ones that come in the little foil, the sort of 3 mouthful size. Stick it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, warm it up. Between 2 slices of bread, brown sauce and ketchup. Home. Perfect. Oh, Dan, no. Fruit does not belong on a pizza. No. I think any pizzeria that offers pineapple should be shut down on health and safety grounds. The only thing non-meaty, let's put it, and I'm including mushrooms in meaty. The only non-meaty things that should be on pizzas are peppers. Yeah, I think, Amber, you might become Sean's pie enabler. You can always... I got it, Sean. Got it figured out for you, mate. Frey Bentos pies. Get some of them from Amazon or shipped over. Yeah, onions. I'll give you onions. Yeah. You got to unfriend that person, Derek. Oh, it's a good job Joseph's not in here and listening, because he'd be doing his nut about pineapple on a pizza. Oh, tortilla. Yep, that's... There does also seem to be a bit of a confusion about the difference between a tart and a pie. A tart doesn't have a lid, basically. A pie does. Pie is contained. Oh, what did you miss, Mr. B? Amusement, perversion, mainly food, bit of fish talk. Yeah, just the usual randomness that happens in one of my streams. Yeah. Well, that's only if you're in Hawaii, Dan. I will allow Jesse to have a Hawaiian. It's probably a thing where you go to Hawaii, you can't buy a Hawaiian pizza. Tequila for meat pies. Sounds a good trade to me. From what I hear, Amber. Well, I mean, you know, so from what I hear, Amber is a wonderful cook, chef, baker, whichever is the preferred. No, I'll say Scotland is a bit like Hawaii. You know, it's kind of rocky and formed by volcanic activity. It's just a bit further north. Scotland is where some really mental. And this is an old Billy Connolly joke, so don't blame me. There was a really, really insane tribe of Irish people, and now their leader went, "Right, guys, I found somewhere that's even colder and rainier," and they moved there. Like, that's Scotland. Yeah, the origin for those is probably either the UK or France, Amber. Asparagus, venison, and caramelized onions. Um, yeah, that sounds good. Bit of Bambi and weird smelling pea afterwards. That's what asparagus does. Makes your pea smell weird, apparently. Not that I know. I really should stop putting my lighter back down on the floor and put it somewhere I don't have to bend over to pick it up. Might be sensible. So before we make everyone absolutely starving hungry. Gil, how you doing, brother? Mr. Red Dragon Model Works himself. We were just discussing the differences between American and English foods and the weird namings. Well, if you're just going to put pineapple and mushrooms on there, Derek, it's going to be foul. But yeah, pineapple should not be on a pizza. Mushrooms, definitely. Well, that's the best way. Drop out of the culinary school. You'll learn a lot more by doing the actual work than you will by being in school. Gil, by the way, Red Dragon Model Works, award-winning modeler, fabulous figure painter. Makes me look like a blind quadriplegic 3-year-old. Bean nacho. You're welcome to the bean nachos, Lauren. I don't eat beans. I mean, it is safer for the rest of the population if I don't eat beans. In fact, I don't like them as a bonus. Yeah, it always ends up on food, weather, or what happens to the food after you've eaten it. Oh, Aaron's looking for a fight. Now, the Americans have produced some really good foods. Oh, yeah. Burgers, hot dogs, Oreos. Okay, now I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. Certainly no decent cheeses, let's put it that way. And Amber, we all love a lady who loves food. Nothing worse than going for a date. Oh, I'll just have the salad. No, you won't. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, possibly. I know. I know French fries are Dutch. There's nothing more English than apple pie. Except perhaps fish and chips. England is about the only country that does proper chips. None of your skinny, horrible things. Good, fat, greasy. Lovely chips. Even better when they got new potatoes and they're cooking them in beef dripping. Oh, nom 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 nom. Yeah, I like my food as well. A little too much, but you know, got to die of something, so might as well be something you enjoy. All the food, bring the food. And a lot of the Indian foods are now becoming English or British staples. Oh, occasions, yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. Gil knows his pizza. That's for certain. Well, you know, you're young, you got to have fun. We just made curry English, generally by toning it down and taking out all the interesting ingredients. And yeah, chicken tikka is a Scottish dish. You go to an actual Indian restaurant run by actual Indians, then they won't have a clue what a tikka masala is. Now, before the spices, it was just chicken and gravy. I mean, yeah, without the rice and the spice, it would be chicken gravy and potatoes. So, yeah, meat and two veg, pretty much. Red sauce. Yeah, that sauce that no one's actually really quite sure what it's made out of because nothing, no natural food stuff, it would be that color. And when it stains the foil container that it comes in red, you kind of wonder what's actually made out of. Um, but then, you know, the British sense of taste is fairly bland. So anything, I know people, anything hotter than a korma and they complain. I mean, personally, to me, I can't even taste the heat in a korma. I go, oh, it's a bit hot. I go, what? But then again, ghost chilies and that kind of stuff. Yeah, most takeaways are just nasty, to be fair. I mean, they're edible, don't get me wrong, but they don't taste anywhere near as good as the real thing. Finn, yes, I do have a better fish. He's the He is one of the best betters there is. His name is Norman. He's a complete character. He's a shrimp friend, cat friend, watches TV, and likes a fuss. Yeah, I mean that's tends to be what happens. What they do with vindaloo, they just add more heat and take some of the flavour out. Um, but then no, I can just eat a vindaloo like it's just meat and gravy. No, this isn't English Coke. This is Tesco's or One Stop finest 55p for 2 litres cola. I don't, again, my sense of taste isn't that great, so I can't really taste the difference too much between the cheap stuff and the expensive stuff. So why pay 4 times as much? Yeah, yeah. Norman rocks. Norman is awesome. There'll be a lot of people who are sad when the day comes when a woman is no longer. Big J's a chef as well. The sneaky suspicion that Triad run it. Probably why it's decent, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, the takeaways I get is, well, fish and chips, or sausage and chips, or saveloy and chips, or potato wedges and chips. Yeah, again, I think, I don't know whether that's like a peculiarly English thing, just make things like that somehow look tacky. Aaron, the Chinese restaurant, and everything just looks cheap and nasty. Yeah. Oh, no, I mean, chefs is a stressful job, so a nice relaxing hobby is, you know, kind of what you need. And the amount of absolute nutcases who build models. And I say that in the nicest possible way, because I'm as big a nutcase as any of them are. So, yeah, we do our hobbies for whatever reasons we do them, whether it's relax, wind down, keep our brains active, learn new things, combination of all of the above. I mean, I'm constantly learning. Yeah. Well, feel free to discuss what you want to discuss in the chat. I'll join in with what I know. Not to sound big-headed, but I do know a fair bit about most things, so try and catch me out. It's one of those, I just pick up information all the time and learn new stuff all the time. White pill dash. Oh yeah, the really badly cheesily done ones. Yeah, I know those Chinese restaurants. Yeah. It's my surname. I'm John Finn. But yeah, Sharpie, because it's just a nickname based on my surname. So, for example, if your surname is Finn, we'd call you Finny. It's just the way Brits are. Oh yeah, I can't watch those type of shows, Dan. Yeah, if I go on those kind of shows, or if I watch those kind of shows, I just sit there shouting the answers out, which really used to annoy people when they were watching it at break at work. I'd come in on break, just go, oh yeah, Kuala Lumpur, methanol, hydrochloric acid, yeah, Smithy, yeah. Everyone's name just got an E ended at the end, added to the end of it, and it's back in the day there were a lot fewer. Yeah, Stubbsy. Yeah, exactly. No, you'd get say 4 or 5 Johns in the year, and it was easy to just call each other by the surname because everyone had different surnames. Yeah. Very rare to get 2 people with the same first and second name. Oh, geez, what I get my GCSEs way back in the day. What are we? Yeah, sort of 27 years ago. Mainly B's and C's with an F in art. So it read fart on my certificate. Yeah, so I did the GCSEs. I was one of those kids that I got stuff quick, learnt it, knew it quick and easy, and then I'd bugger about the rest of the lesson. So I'd get drop down sets for misbehaving, not because I was bored and finding it too easy. So they made it easier, which meant I got more bored, and yeah. Monday and Grundy, yeah. Lunch. That does sound a plan, Derek. I'm gonna have to get something to eat soon. But yeah, I'll say it's many, many moons ago I did my GCSEs thing, and they let's put it this way: I go for a job interview now, they don't ask about my GCSEs. What were your exam results? Because it doesn't matter anymore. The fact that I've managed to fill out the application form shows that I can read and write. And plus I've got all my various other qualifications for other things as well. Yeah, Tomtit, yeah. Yeah, that's a yeah. There's all sorts of creative nicknames got given at school. And some weren't so creative. Some were obvious. You got in trouble for making fresh food. Yeah. Oh, there was that problem. There was a restaurant chain in the UK. It was, I say restaurant in the loosest possible sense of the term, called Little Chef. And they were like up and down the country, always along the side of the motorways, freeways. And yeah, the food was just nasty. And then like you'd get one where some of the chefs would actually try to improve the food, and they got in trouble because their food wasn't the same as in every other Little Chef. And trying to argue, well, yeah, it's better. Didn't work. Funnily enough, they don't exist anymore. I forget who was it they got in to try and fix them. Was that another Jamie Oliver thing, or was it a Gordon Ramsay? I can't remember. It was one of the celebrity chefs. They got to try and fix that and made a TV program about it. And the people in charge went, "Oh no, that's going to cost us too much money." Yeah, I say gnocchi ain't expensive to make. Even I could manage gnocchi. Well, not right now because I haven't got any flour or potatoes. But you know, I don't bake, so I don't have flour. And there's only one of me, so it's easy to just buy a tin of potatoes when I need them. It's actually cheaper to just go and get chips. I mean, I can get a large portion of chips for $2.50, and that's a full meal. You struggle to eat it. But yeah, it's one of those. Again, it's just one of them things with big chains. Everything has to be, everything has to be exactly the same from every outlet. So if you go to a McDonald's here and have a Big Mac, if I went to McDonald's up in Scotland, it would be exactly the same food. You don't really want that. I'm okay if you're going abroad. Say you go to China or Japan, and then yeah, you see the Golden Arch. You know what you're going to get. Scott, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well. It's all gravy. I'll say it's all gravy. A lot of gravy discussions, all right. We're on the food. Godfather takeaways. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's not too far off yours, is it, Scott? I mean, the hairline's not quite so far back, but we're getting there. And by the time I'm your age, there probably won't be anything on the top. I'll look like a monk. But yeah, so the Godfather takeaway, one of the burger vans on the A11, the freeway, or dual carriageway, there isn't a single motorway in Norfolk. It's the only county of the UK that doesn't have a motorway. But there is a burger van called Carl's Burgers, and he uses their logo. And they leave him beat. They know about it, and they had a chuckle about it. And that's it. You get them water changes done, Scott. Yeah. That's more important than watching or listening to me waffle and ramble on about random garbage and, well, food. But yeah, Carl's Burgers is a great place to get a burger. And, you know, they, as I said, Carlsberg were informed and they found it funny. Yeah, that's only 8 years' time, Scott. So I'm not that far behind you, bud. Oh, see you later, Jess. Have a good day. Hope your hangover clears itself up. Remember, a couple of paracetamol and plenty of water, and then a good fry up. Hey, yeah, these things happen. Nothing we can do about our hair. It just does what it wants. When chip you got shut down in a second. Julie's baps. Oh, why? Thank you very much, Scott. Yeah, I don't look too bad for nearly 44, I suppose. Yep. See you later, Gil. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Yeah, well, now you're trying to improve their profits and they don't like it. It's basically what it is, Sean, is probably someone in middle management doesn't like that you might know your job better than they do. We've all been there, haven't we? Yeah, I don't think I'll have much choice about doing the bald look, Scott. It's just going to happen. I mean, it's not falling out. It's just migrating to other, more interesting places to grow. Ears, nose, eyebrows. Oh, pardon me. Still enough to Trump comb over when you want. Oh, geez, yeah. Don't get me started on that. That's not hair. That's a mind control tribble on his head. That's what that is. That's some small furry animal that's dug in and taken control. How he could even think that looks real. Now, you see, I had a beard by the time I was 14. Dang. Yeah. Really not running that efficiently, are they, Sean? And you'd be better off going, no, don't write me up, write up the boss guy because he's the one that's wasting the money. I'm trying to make you profit. You might get yourself a promotion. You might want to just, I don't know, turn the brightness down or something so you don't have to see me at a 52-inch size. Relocating. Yeah, exactly. Hair. It's just finding new and interesting places to grow. Got bored of growing in the same place, so it migrated. You know, it's yeah. I figured you meant the hose, Scott. So I'm probably not going to be going too much longer, but we shall see what occurs. But yeah, hair, ornery stuff. It just does what it does. There's nothing we can do about it. If you get the old implants or anything like that, or you're going grey, so you dye it, it's just obvious and everyone instantly knows. So there's just no point bothering. There you go. Pretty much just tell them to stick it then, Sean. And if you're making 3 times the money, you can pretty much curl one off on the counter and leave. Although I would say never burn the bridges. Right? Never leave a job in a bad way. Always leave in a good way, because you never know, you might have to go back. Life lesson from Sharpie. Although one place, when the MD left because he was a complete arse, some random forklift driver, we have no idea who did it, stacked pallets 15 high all the way around his car, and then accidentally took all the forklift keys home. Whoops. I wonder who might have done that. Yeah. Oh. I'll say the only game I've been playing lately, or say probably the last year now, is World of Warships on the console. Yeah, do it right. Give your notice. Don't be snotty. No, don't start skiving off or disappearing or being an arsehole that last 2 weeks, because you never know. Oh, thank you very much, Mandy. Very appreciated. Even more appreciated if anyone did leave a little donation. You might even get a fish named after you. Or a cigarette, depends how much. This week's Red Bull is sponsored by yeah, World of Tanks, especially. Yeah, there's a reason why I never wear a headset and I have all the chat and everything switched off, because I just don't want to deal with imbeciles, idiots, racists, Nazis. It's just never worth the hassle. Yeah, see you later, Dan. Yeah, get them human fries sorted and cake. Yeah. Yeah, it's always good. Yeah, I've done my, excuse me, done my time online gaming. I still play online. I just don't do any of the actual communications stuff, because it's just pure toxic filth. Well, I hit a rock when I yeah, there is. I have to convert to English culture from the USA. Yeah, that's going to take some doing, Aaron. Definitely. Plenty of brain thought, though. Games that make you think and games that you learn stuff from are great. Speaking of which, I was watching some videos this morning about the Soviet gulags. Oh boy. One in particular, I think it was on the River Om, and they never gave the place a name, but it got known as the Cannibal Island. There's an island 1.5 kilometers long, so mile, and 600 meters wide, and it's in Siberia, and in the winter they put 5,000 people on there with no tools, no supplies, very little food, The guards sat on the boat or the barges in the river to guard it and just left them to die, basically. And they were eating each other because there was nothing else to eat. I think they said in the end it was somewhat 6,000 people went there, and when it was closed down, it was something like a month or a few months later, it wasn't even a year, there was only 2,000 left alive. It's everyone knows about the Holocaust and what happened in Germany, but the Stalin side of it, it's a toss-up between whether it was Stalin or Mao who's responsible for more deaths. And when they start talking, between 3 and 7 million people died during this period, you're like, huh? And you start watching some of the historical stuff on that, it's just nuts. Russian tanks are awesome, best tanks ever. The Hind is an awesome helicopter, and there is a new 48 scale one coming out. Yes. What's downside to using sand as a substrate? I've not tried. The only real downside to sand are you can get gas buildup in it, which to me shouldn't be a problem. And sometimes plants can struggle to root in it if it compacts too much. Now, my thinking on the gases that build up. Now, I've spent a lot of time fishing in natural lakes, and when you get bottom feeding fish feeding well, you've got bottom feeding fish feeding well because of the amount of bubbles that come up where they're rooting through the bottom, trying to find all the food. Get into the impeller of your hang on the back or other internal filter, and it's the same gases. Now, people do worry and panic about it. There's hydrogen sulfide, I think, and methane are the two that get produced. But as Bob says, it's not a problem because think the amount of bubbles that come out of an air stone, right? And then people go, oh no, it's not the bubbles that add the oxygen to the tank, it's the surface, which is. If you've got 1 or 2 bubbles of gas occasionally coming up from the substrate, it's not going to do it. And the easy way to fix that, Malaysian trumpet snails or anything that's going to mope about and dig around in the bottom, and perhaps even some shell dwellers, Sean, they might help. There is it's now when people say I've got an air stone, it's putting oxygen in. No, it's putting air in. Air isn't made of oxygen. If anything, you put more nitrogen in than oxygen. But these things. But it's things. The things a lot of people seem to panic about, Bob. Gas buildup in the substrate. What is this tiny microorganism I've spotted? Will it kill all my fish or shrimp? And oh my God, there's a snail. What do I do? Leave these things. They're signs of a healthy aquarium. The other one is I just set up a new aquarium. I put the water in it from my old one. Why? All you've done is put dirty water in a new tank. So water clarity, once, if you rinse the sand out really well, or just have some filter floss in the filter, just an old box filter like in here. then that'll pull any fines out of the water in a day or two easy. So I wouldn't worry about it over long term. Yeah, so the biggest issue I have with gas is me. Norman's better tank, better than shrimp and nerite snails. That's the sand substrate in there, about an inch thick. Never gets disturbed. I basically gravel back the shrimp poop off the top of it. That's about it. Yeah, the occasional bubble comes up from it. Nothing happens. The water's perfectly clear. Well, there's a little bit of tannin still coming out of the wood that's in there, but nothing. There's no particles floating about in it. Whenever I think there are particles floating about, and they turn out to be baby shrimp anyway. So, and that's a 15-litre tank, which is what? Let's call it a 4-gallon-ish. It's got a better 4 nerite snails and probably about 100 cherry shrimp at the moment. And it runs at no ammonia, no nitrite. And last time I tested it for a water change, it was about 10 or 15 on the nitrates. With it's heavily planted. It's just goes well. I literally do like a 10% water change on that once a week, scoop out some duckweed and job done. Yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions, misnomers, people clinging on to things that one person said as a fact, when if you just look at it, you can blatantly see it's not right. I'll say, I think what have I got in my tanks? I've got sand, gravel, fine gravel, stratum, and lava rock substrates, and tropical plant substrate. And the only real difference I've noticed is the volcanic rock doesn't grow plants as well, simply because there's nothing in there really. It takes a while for it to build up the mulm and the gunk, which is what the plants eat. Yeah, that's air stones do. Yeah, they keep the water moving, which is what oxygenates it, not the air bubbles going up. Oh, yeah, there is some transfer as the bubbles go up, but there's a lot more from the surface movement. But yeah, it's again, another one is I see a lot of posts on Facebook where someone's got cloudy water. What do I do? What do I do? And it's like, well, just stick some filter floss in there. I'll pull all that out in hours. And yeah, turns out their big canister filter has got some really coarse sponge. Got the coarse sponge on as like the pre-filtery first bit. Then it's just all biomedia, and they've not really got any filtration there. Oh no! Oh, hope the garage kitties are okay. Don't fall in love with them, Amber. Don't fall in love with the garage cats. I know what you're like. Yeah. But give them a fuss for me anyway. Give them a stroke and a cuddle, if you can. Because I know some cats aren't particularly friendly. But it's yes. So what other myths? What other myths are there? Fish keeping myths, things that people say are facts. Oh, hey, Nola Jane. 7 cats. Yeah, definitely approaching crazy cat lady territory. Buy some going on Steam or so. Painting a model. It's far better for you. You'll do far better with some paints and a model, Aaron. Just saying. Painting Painting a model, joining a couple of hangouts, job done. Oh yeah, sounds like you need a Zach to look after him. I would send them to him, but nah, I'm keeping him. He's my fur buddy. Speaking of the 280 photos, I've not seen them yet, Sean. To be fair, I've been pretty busy all day, and I haven't even opened Facebook or anything or Messenger today. So that's going to be fun when I switch off. I'm going to be there for quite a while going through that, I think. But I shall be sure to check those. Yeah, they give you like badges and achievements for congratulations, you spent this much time and money achieving nothing, says the guy who used to be a gamer score whore on Xbox. I got to 150,000 and gave up. Yeah, using current tank water to help cycling. No. Yeah, that's just how people think that's going to work. I don't know. Just clean your old filter out into the new tank, job done. Then chuck a couple of fish in there. Yeah, that's it. People go, oh no, I can't get them done. Oh, poor Flossie or whatever. It's like, no, get them done. Unless there's a medical reason. I mean, I know of a Cocker Spaniel who hasn't been done, but he's a haemophiliac, so getting him done could kill him. Yeah. Mind you, if he tried to mate, he'd probably kill himself. Yeah, it's just poor pet keeping. Yeah, I'll say the using old water. People do water changes to clean the water in the tank, and then they get a new tank and they fill it up with the dirty water out of the old tank. Huh? Aaron, I played Avatar: The Last Airbender. Let's press the B button 60 times and get 1,000 achievement points. Literally about 15 minutes, I think. And that included loading it and going through tutorials and stuff. But yeah, let's say it's the like the inch per gallon thing. Or I had someone the other day telling me that you can't keep neon tetras in a 20-gallon tank because they need more swimming space. What? Well, you can keep neon tetras in a 20-litre tank. Yeah, that's it. You get your dogs done. They keep that operation low priced. Right? Of all the veterinary things you can get for an animal or get charged for, getting them spayed is the cheapest. Yeah, exactly. Someone read somewhere that neon tetras need X amount of space, and they were adamant about it. You know. Yeah. You can't do this, you can't do that. Well, prove it. Again, now with plecos, people might see the pleco on the plant leaf and assume the pleco is eating the leaf, and then the leaf dies. It's probably the leaf was dying, which is why the pleco was eating it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you put 10 of them in a 5-gallon, it'd be fine. But some people just seem to think you need a 3,000-gallon tank for a betta or a pea puffer. So, no, you don't. As long as the water's clean and the fish isn't going to outgrow the tank, you know what I mean? Don't go putting a red tail catfish in a 5-gallon. You know, as long as there's a decent amount of space, you can use common sense. You can easily Google or figure out how big a certain fish is going to get as to whether it's going to be too big for the tank. No. Yeah, you see, Sean, you know what you're doing. You love your shell dwellers. You're doing a gigantic shell dweller tank. Piranhas, in case you get burgled. Thing with piranhas is actually one of the more peaceful fish. There are definitely other fish I'd rather not put my hand in the tank with than piranhas. If a piranha's bitten you, it's an accident. Yeah, you've either upset it or you're holding the food in your hand and it's missed. Yeah, exactly. But a lot of the a lot of the people like me new to the hobby. Now, I'll say I've not even been doing this 18 months keeping fish. And some of the really bad advice that people who are supposedly experienced fish keepers are giving them, yeah, is. But then because they're more experienced and I've been doing this for 10 years, you haven't. Or I've been doing this 40 years, you haven't. But yeah, that doesn't mean you're right. Yeah, so I think it's similar over here, Sean, Amber, with the neutering and what have you. It is like either the cheapest thing to do or you can get it done for nothing. No, I don't think Nadine's rabbit's been done, but he's on his own in a hutch. There are no other rabbits anywhere near. Oh dear, you're upsetting YouTube. What did you type, Derek? Because I haven't timed or deleted anything. Yeah, so what other myths do we have as we're approaching the 2 hour mark? I mean, you need X amount of media in your filter for your bacteria. No, you don't. For the cat injections. Yeah, so most of that will be the microchip and the injections, Aaron. The spaying will be the cheap part of that trio. Yeah, I think that's a list of definite videos to make, either myself or whoever gets there before me. Misconceptions, things in the hobby that are just wrong that people say. Yeah. Yeah. Spaying is neutering, or chopping their balls off or tying their tubes. Yeah. I mean, the amount of times I've had to send people to Lucas Brett's because they go, no, you need 3 FX6s on that tank. Oh, what? No, you don't. You need to do 90% water change every week to keep these. No, you don't. Ah, well done, Joseph. You completely missed the food conversation. Well done. Nah, you don't need to order CA glue. Just go down your local hardware shop or whatever, or supermarket, and just get some just standard off the shelf super glue. It's all basically the same. Yeah, there was discussion about pizza, Joseph, so you were probably best off missing that. There was pineapple was mentioned. Yeah, I'm kind of over exaggerating, but it seems to be a thing with certain species of fish that, I mean, let's be honest, discus, where people make out they're really, really hard to keep, and they probably aren't. Just, just don't buy wild caught. Buy tank bred, locally tank bred. Then they'll be used to your water. Yeah, there's a lot of things that came from Germany, Joseph, that we don't want. And pineapple ham pizza is one of them. But yeah, it's just why people think you need all these filters. You don't. People think that having all this extra filtration means they have more bacteria. They don't. You have as much bacteria as is needed to process the waste from the tank. That could all be in one piece of sponge. Yeah, Poundland super glue is just as good as Loctite, pretty much. It does the same job. It's uh, just cyanoacrylate. There's nothing special about it. Yeah, I mean, certain fish produce more waste, but you allow for that. And the bacteria doesn't just live in the filter. It will go where the food is, and it will multiply to the level where it's. No, you won't have more bacteria than there is food available. When there is more food available, the bacteria will multiply naturally. So, yeah, white tack is better, Aaron, if you can get that. Yeah, the genetics are much more complicated than they would just go brown. Although apparently natural type is an in thing now. So I've just got red cherries, and I've had orange, yellow, green, blue, Rillies, calicos, all sorts turn up. Yeah, that is it. Decent, fertile, but I think a lot of the problem people have with plants isn't that they're buying high tech plants that need X amount of light or CO2 or whatever, the higher maintenance. I think it's more that they worry so much about the tank being clean that they then get all of the stuff out of the tank that the plants feed on, and then the plants will die because they got no food. I think that's more of the problem. The religious gravel vacuuming every single piece of detritus out of the tank. No, leave it. It will sink into the substrate. It will turn into mulm, and it will turn into plant food. And your plants will grow better, and then they will pull more nitrates and other stuff out of the water. So your water will be cleaner. The tank will look better. Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are tanks that you would gravel vac. Like a cichlid tank African cichlid tank where you've not got plants in it because they'll just get destroyed. Generally, there are obviously exceptions. Then yeah, you're going to gravel vac because you don't want the mulm in there because you've got nothing that's going to use it. But now, if you've got, yeah, they will. It's shrimp to shrimp. They just do what they feel like and produce whatever they feel like. It seems. I mean, they don't even all have the same color eggs, for Christ's sakes. Now I get white eggs, yellow eggs, green eggs, orange eggs, all sorts. They all produce shrimp. Yeah, this wisteria. Yeah, red plants need iron. They do, and the easy way to do that: get an old-fashioned iron nail, stick it under the plant when you plant it. That's what people were doing hundreds of years ago or decades ago, before we had all the nice, easy to use fertilizers. Oh, I need iron, right? We'll stick a nail in there. Job done. It works. Just make sure you don't jab your hand on the nail afterwards. Maybe cut the sharp point off of it. And don't use the galvanized one either. You don't want zinc in the water. Mainly because it won't rust. Yeah, so this is it. It's if you get when your body gets that used to caffeine that you need a certain amount of caffeine to go to sleep. Oh, I know one that I kind of yeah, something you can get from a chip shop in the UK, Amber, is pineapple ring, battered and fried. That's interesting. Do I feel CO2 is overused? I think in the right places, it's a good thing to have for the right tanks and the right situations. But I don't think everything needs it. Yeah, it's the same batter they use for the fish, Amber. So not a sweet batter or anything. Just a normal fish batter, fried in the same oil as the fish is fried in as well. So it probably tastes a bit fishy. Yeah, so put a nail in with the bamboo, always an old classic, that one. But yeah, I'd say I think the main thing with adding CO2 and ferts is, yes, some plants do kind of need them. I think it's more to make the plants grow quicker than it is to make them survive, as it were. Although, I've had plants that just didn't do well, whether it's my water was too hard or I didn't have the right conditions for them. But you can soon find plants that do well. Do. I mean, that is mainly Val, dwarf sage, some stem plants, crypts. Yeah, there's a bit of Rotala in there. Was it Rotala? No, it's a Bacopa. That's not doing very well. But it's been struggling on for over a year, so I'll leave it. Yeah, Lucky Bamboo is a water grass. It is. Yeah, well, as I say, it's a grass, Nola Jane, and cats eat grass. So there we go. And yeah, plants eat ammonia. Exactly. Um, it's one of my working theories that you don't want a clean tank, as it were. I think it was Father Fisher's stream we're talking about it. But the nitrogen cycle is the beginning of cycling a tank. That means you got the basic bacteria there, eating the poop and the pee. Weirdly, fish pee out of their gills. The ammonia comes out through their gill. Oh yeah, old aquarium water. Yeah, definitely the best thing to water houseplants with. But yeah, there's a lot more to a cycled tank than the nitrogen cycle. Whether it's an eco cycle, a bio cycle, whatever it is, there's a lot more going on in there. I don't see. Well, I don't understand, but I think a lot of people aren't even aware of. Probably the people that keep removing their snails and then wonder why they get algae. Put something in there to kill all the microorganisms. Oh, that's one of the great ones I heard this week. Was someone used something they had a snail outbreak, thousands of snails. What do I do? And they used something to kill the snails. Fine, that killed the snails in a couple of days. And then all their fish started dying. Oh yeah, that's because all the snails are rotting and the ammonia levels have just shot through the roof. Yeah, you're supposed to take the snails out if you're going to kill them. And if you're going to take them out, you might as well just take them out by hand. You know, it's really not that technical. Yeah, wheatgrass, yes. Or you just grow a pot of cat grass. Do the same thing. Or catnip. That's great. I did try growing catnip once, but Zach just curled up in it and basically spent 24 hours a day either sleeping or eating the catnip. So he was basically just stoned out of his head. Bless him. Anyways, it's that time again, I'm afraid, peeps. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you all for your being here, your questions, your conversation, just your awesomeness. And if I don't see you in other people's streams throughout the week, and Joseph's tonight in an hour and 3/4, I will see you the same time next week, maybe with a job. Bye bye.